How do you teach a dog not to lick people's ankles? I don't know what it is. Hello everybody and welcome back to my podcast, Esme's Country Life. In today's episode we're going to have just a little bit of a catch up really, because I feel like I haven't really talked about Christmas. Also, you're going to laugh at what I got given for Christmas this year. And also I feel like I gave Davide, my dad, the best Christmas gift. I'm also going to give you a Fosse update, an update on the horses. We've also had some snow here as well. But anyway, before we begin, I just want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of the podcast, Red Post. Red Post is an equestrian and country store based in the UK, and they also ship all over the world. And did you know they're doing a huge winter sale starting on the 9th of January? So if you want to get those sweet, sweet deals on so many different brands, so many different products, so this could be the time to stock up, ready for the rest of the year. Go and check it out at redpostequestrian.co.uk. Also, another little thing that I need to say, because I'm very bad at doing this, one of my 2026 New Year's resolutions is to try and be better at promoting myself. But if you could please, if you're not doing so already, please follow me over on Spotify. Get your brother to do it, get your sister to do it, get your grandma to do it, get your great uncle Terry to do it, whatever. Get everyone to try and follow, because it just makes a huge difference to the podcast. And I love doing the podcast. I love chatting to you guys. But anyway, let's get into today's episode, because we've finally come out of the Betwixtmas. I think that's what we've been calling it. The weird period between Christmas and New Year, where nobody really knows what's happening. Nobody knows what day of the week it is. And this is kind of like the first week where everyone's back at work. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, for this week's podcast episode, I haven't actually updated you on my Christmas, on everything that's happened. But anyway, I feel like our Christmas this year, it was, well, I kind of mentioned previously that it was supposed to be a big Christmas. I think we were supposed to have like 14 of us or 16 of us. There was supposed to be a lot of people. But unfortunately, I don't know if anybody else's family had this, but I feel like, especially in our part of the UK, everyone I know has had this flu. When I had the flu, I ended up getting pneumonia. And do you know who else got pneumonia? Davide. And do you know who else got the flu? My cousins and my auntie and uncle. So they were supposed to come down for Christmas. That didn't happen. And then grandparents were also a bit poorly, so they didn't come. So it was just grandparents from dad's side that came along. So we had a very small Christmas. We went from 12 people down to 6 people. So I don't know if anybody else's mum is like this on Christmas Day, but Mum was stressing. She was like, quick, we need to wash the chicken poo off the porch, which I feel like very few people probably say that on Christmas Day or do that when they have guests around. But I feel like that's a very country life thing to be like, okay, we need to clean the chicken muck off the porch. We need to clean the bird marks off the windows, because for some reason we had this one bird that likes to fly into our window. Anyway, what other things were there on the weird like to-do list? We need to clean the taps. I don't know, just random things like that. I feel like every parent, when they have, I mean, I get like this. I am older, I do get it, because if I have guests around, I'm like, oh, I just need to tidy this thing, or I just need to clear this away because I'm having people over, or I just need to quickly hoover the floor. I get it now. I get the stress. But anyway, because the auntie and uncle and cousins were not coming around, we actually had a more chilled Christmas, which was nice. So also what was really lovely, my mum did work Christmas Eve, but she managed to finish work a little bit earlier, so we actually went for a Christmas Eve family walk, which was so nice, because obviously I really appreciate having time with my family, and that was one thing that I didn't think that we were able to get this Christmas, because my mum was working, because she is a key worker, essential worker. So anyway, we actually took Fosse around our local reservoir, and it was so beautiful. We went there for sunset, and that was one of his proper like first big boy walks, which actually was probably a really good thing for the puppy, because the next day was Christmas Day and we were like, perfect, we can tire him out before we have all the friends and family over, so he doesn't think it's the most exciting thing in the world that he's getting all these new friends to come and see him. So we took him for a lovely big walk at sunset, and he was just such a good boy. Honestly, I feel like I keep saying this, but I do think I've lucked out with one of the world's easiest puppies. Although saying that, people always say that when they hit the teenage phase, it's a struggle. I feel like I'm still in the angel baby phase before we hit the teenage phase. Anyway, also, something that I have found that Fosse absolutely loves, his new obsession is the most random thing ever, and that is coasters. For some reason, he loves a coaster. So like the sort of like little placemat that you put your mug on to stop your tables, your coffee table getting stained. Anyway, because he is actually a very good boy. He doesn't normally nick things from the coffee table. He doesn't normally take things off the table. Like, he's normally very good. He was very good with the Christmas tree as well. Even though I had my little makeshift Christmas tree fence around the Christmas tree, the Christmas tree was protected. But he's normally a very good boy. He knows he's not allowed to chew on furniture. He knows he's allowed to chew his toys, but...
Why do growing businesses love working in Slack? Let's ask Christy at Ari Bikes.
Running things in Slack saves me so much time.
AI summaries save 97 minutes per week. What say you, Rox from Gosney?
Slack helps us build community, it helps us build connection.
Your partners, vendors and customers all in one place. Take us on home, Ashley from Caraway.
If we didn't have Slack tomorrow, I would explode.
Well, let's not let that happen. Visit slack.com/podcast to get 50% off Slack Business Plus.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The thing that he does like to go for, though, is coasters. Now, I had these coasters that are getting quite old now. Actually, most of them have RIP'd and perished. Partly due to Fossey, partly just because they were getting really old and tatty. And they were really cute little like daisy ones that had like little beads on, but the kind of back was kind of like a satiny material. Basically, it's adhesive in the glue just died. Anyway, so Fossey, for some reason, every time I would leave him for like 5 minutes to, I don't know, go upstairs, go to the toilet, something like that, come down, he would somehow, his little snoot would find a coaster, which obviously is not great. So anyway, those coasters have now gone. But yesterday, came down after getting changed in the morning. What did he have in his mouth? One of my new coasters. And I thought maybe it's just, you know, these flower ones that he really likes. Maybe he likes the texture of them. I don't know. These other coasters, they're completely different. They're like wooden ones. I come down, he has one in his bed. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So anyway, he has a secret. This boy yearns for the coasters. So if he ever comes around your house, hide your coasters, people. Fossey's coming to get them. So anyway, I've had to put them in a different place now, so he can't reach them. Hopefully he will grow out of this. But he is the sort of dog where he will get a toy and he will take it to his bed, which is very sweet. I do have a little toy basket for him now. Now he just gets all the toys out of his toy basket and takes it into his bed. But anyway, back to Christmas. We had a very chilled Christmas day. Dad and I actually in the kind of, this was before, I think maybe it was before we knew that people were cancelling. Anyway, we were like, okay, first thing in the morning, do the horses, muck them out. This is our Christmas morning routine, everyone. Basically, go and do the animals very early, boom, boom, boom. And we decided to take Fossey for a walk around the village. Now, what we didn't realise is that one of the fields that we went into, some cows had been moved into, so we were walking along, and there were all these cows that came up to us, and we were like, what do we do? So I was like mother hen, picked up Fossey. It was like, you're coming with me in my arms, you're not getting trampled by a cow. And Davide, he helped protect us against the cows. Basically, most people in that situation would run away from the cows, and do you know what cows will do if you run away from them? Charge after you. So what did we do? We just, we walked around them, said hello. If they got a little bit too close to us, we ran towards them, and then they were like, whoa, this guy's running towards me, do not like this. But anyway, yeah, walked through the cows, and then we got to the next field, and it was so muddy. So again, I carried Fossey because I felt like he would have drowned in the mud. If not, like literally my welly almost got stuck. And then I turned around, I was like, where's Davide? Where's he gone? He was on the other side of the fence, had hopped over and was walking on a path. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why am I in the mud and you've managed to escape? It was also probably more like slurry because that's where the cows used to be. So that mud was mixed with some stinky stuff, let me tell you. So anyway, Davide was like, yeah, no, I'll just walk up the neighbour's drive. They'll be fine with it. And I was like, oh, should have done that. Anyway, it was too late because there was a hedge in between us. So it's not like I could just hop over the fence. So anyway, I was there covered in slurry, poor Fossey was also covered in slurry. So he had a lovely morning bath. He actually the other day he had his first full bath. So before he's always had like leg washes, because one thing I would say about having a sight hound as a dog, I very much appreciate the short fur, because if he was some sort of poodle mix or some sort of hairy dog, I don't know if I could cope with the mud and the hair. Like, imagine me having a golden retriever on the farm in the mud in the UK. That it would have to live outside. Like, can you? No, that just it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. So I feel very grateful to have a sight hound. Literally, one wipe of a towel, he's clean. So anyway, we had a very chilled Christmas Day, and then for Boxing Day we did our Boxing Day tradition, where actually a village not too far away from us, they do like, it's kind of like a tradition in our area that they do a tractor run. So basically everyone in the local vicinity who owns a tractor goes to one of the local pubs. So, and when I tell you, this isn't just like, oh, there's maybe like 20 tractors. That I'm talking hundreds of tractors. And if there's not people on tractors, there's steam engines, there's old Defenders. Like, it is a right old do. That's like, I feel like that's a very like, I don't know if anybody else has that as like a phrase in their family, but if something's like a big party, my family call it a right old do. So anyway, it was a right old do, and I thought, do you know what's going to be brilliant socialization for Fossey? Take him to the tractor run. So we took him to the tractor run, and he was so good. Now, I think, like, genetically, like, that he is just like a very brave dog. I have not found anything that this dog is scared of. Even when he had his first bath the other day, he just stood there and tolerated it. Was he like over the moon to be washed? No. But he didn't squirm, he didn't cry, he just stood there and took it like a champ. So anyway, we took him to the tractor run, and he was so good. Like, obviously I had him on a very short lead because I was like, I do not want my boy getting run over. But there were so many other dogs there. To be fair, all the other dogs there were, I would say the majority of them, about probably like 70% of them, were old Labradors with like a little frosted kind of face, and they were all like so old and cute. And Fossey went and made lots of friends. Obviously we asked permission first, like, hey, is your dog friendly, can we say hi? So yeah, he made loads of friends, but literally they were all like really chilled, calm older dogs there. And then there was me with my little puppy being like, he's so chill, there's so many people here, there's so many tractors, and he was having a great time. So that is one thing I think I'm very glad that I did with him from as young as like he could, is just taking him out and seeing the world. Like, every day he comes in the car with me, because obviously we drive up to the horses, which it's only a 5-minute car journey, but he is so good at being in the car. I'm just like, dude. So Fossey basically is just, he's with the program. He's with the program, guys. He's doing very well. So that's my little Fossey update for you all. And then, yeah, the kind of period between Christmas and New Year, I think I maybe had like 1 or 2 days of just lying on the sofa at home, watching TV, eating snacks, being lazy, spending time with family and friends, going on lots of fun walks. And then I was like, okay, bring me back to the office. I yearned for the office. I was like, I need to get back to routine. So I did come back to work before New Year's. But to be fair, I did have, because of my pneumonia and being poorly, I was not behind with videos, but I could have been more ahead. So I was like, okay, I did like a day's editing to get out Friday's video for you, because I was like, I could be lazy and not get a video out for you. I was like, no, since 2017, every Friday I have uploaded a YouTube video. I think that was maybe once where I missed it, but I did Vlogmas over the Christmas period, so it didn't matter. Anyway, I'd already posted like 3 videos that week, but oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm locking in. She's locking back in. So edited that video. Also, I've been a little series coming to my channel very soon. I've been giving my horse Joey a glow up, ready for the new year. So the boy has had a full-on bath. He's had a clip. He's got new shoes. We've also taken him on a big old blast on the hills to get his fitness up. So the boy, he's doing well. That's my little Joey update for you. Oh, also, it has snowed. So at the moment, on the time of recording this podcast, it is -10, or it has been -10 degrees C, which is, I was going to say freezing. It's literally below freezing, which is wild. I think that's about 14 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends. But oh my goodness, yeah, it's It is so cold. I'm not designed for the cold. I've got like 3 layers on right now. Duke, on the other hand, our little rescue from World Horse Welfare, who's like some little mini Welsh mountain pony. Actually, I really need to get Duke DNA tested now. I'm really interested to see what his breeds would be because, guys, it's official. We've DNA tested Fossey, and I know the results, but I'm not telling you yet because I need to film a whole video all about it. But let's just say there's more breeds than I expected, which is interesting. So, but also it went into a lot more detail about like loads of different stuff, like character traits, that kind of thing. But we'll get onto that when we get onto it. But anyway, Duke, he has been loving the snow. He's been rolling in it. He's because he's a native and he's super hairy. He doesn't need a rug, so he's been rolling in the snow. He's been having a great old time. So at the moment, the horses are kind of on like part of the field that we call the strip, which basically is like the little alleyway in between all of their paddocks for leading them up and down. But it's probably the best paddock or best place for them to be because the mud, their paddock at the moment is super muddy, so it's literally like moon craters. The ground there is not good, but the ground in the strip is great. So all 3 horses right now are chilling on the strip with lots of hay and haylage. But yeah, that's pretty much. I haven't really gone up to much. It's not been that exciting. Tell you what we did do though. We took Fossey back to our local town, and we found the best dog-friendly cafe in our local town. And one of the reasons why it's so good is the chai lattes. The chai lattes are 10 out of 10. We had a great time, and Fossey just had a great time sitting under the table, licking probably some of the crumbs off on the floor. I felt so bad because when the waitress came over to deliver us our chai lattes, she was like, "Oh, I'm being licked." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." But obviously she ran the cafe and it was a dog friendly cafe. She was like, no, I want the cuddles. And I was like, okay, that's good. I was like, maybe, how do you teach a dog not to lick people's ankles? I don't know what it is. Fossey, he has a thing for legs. He has a thing for feet, which is very strange. I don't know if I've shown this in my videos before. He has a sock at my house, which is his sock that he's allowed to have. I think it probably like fell out my washing basket or something. And he's allowed one sock, and he knows that this is the sock that he's allowed, and he's not allowed to go for other socks. But he absolutely loves it. It's one of his favourite toys. But it has got so disgusting now that it has, unfortunately, been laid to rest. Because one of the main reasons like this is actually kind of like a biohazard, because Fossey, he is teething now. He is teething, and he actually lost his first baby tooth the other day. His favourite thing, because we have a gravel drive, which obviously is not great, is he don't know what it is. As well as yearning for the coasters, this boy yearns for gravel. He loves gravel. He will get like a little stone, put it in his mouth, and kind of like move it around a bit, and then just spit it out, and then put it back in his mouth. And I'm like, Fossey, no, you cannot be eating the gravel. So any tips on stopping your dog eating gravel? And I mean, he never eats it, which is great. He never eats it. He just likes to have it in his mouth, which is obviously not good for his teeth. As soon as I come over though, like he just spits it out into my hand. I'm like, it's great. It's not like he's like, this is my gravel and you shall not have it. He's very good at having it taken off him, but still, the boy yearns for coasters, and he yearns for the gravel, and he yearns for socks. So they're his top 3 favourite toys of 2025. There we go. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yes, this sock. I don't want to get demonetized, but the red stuff that you can imagine would happen with a teething puppy. Basically, all of his toys look like they've been through it. They've been through a tough time because he's in full-on teething mode right now. So any toy recommendations? He loves a carrot, so he's been having a daily carrot, which he's been enjoying. That's been good for the teething. But anyway, yes, I had a lovely time at the cafe. Oh, I haven't even told you about what I did for New Year's. So my mum and dad have this kind of New Year's tradition. I say tradition, they've done it for the last 2 years, where they go up to London and they see their friends, and have a big catch up. And I was going to say last year, technically it was 2 years ago now because we're in 2026, but last New Year's, they went to go and see the fireworks in London. They did not see the fireworks in London. They could not find a spot where they could see them properly. You have to kind of like pre-book a spot. That is how intense it is, apparently. This year, they were like, okay, we're going to do it properly. We're going to pre-book a spot. We're going to go and see the Christmas lights. My mum had a great time. She loved it. Davide, on the other hand, who doesn't like crowds and is a little bit more cynical, was like, Could have just watched it on TV. Anyway, so one thing that I found... So anyway, I was at home and I was on animal duty, which I was on animal duty the New Year's before as well. But this year I was like, you know what? I would quite like to do something for New Year's, but obviously have the responsibility of the animals, and the animals come first. So I basically just had a 24 hours of very little sleep, but it was all good. So I went to put the horses to bed as normal, put the chickens to bed. Oh my gosh, I had to put the chickens in before it was starting to get dark because of the time. Because basically, this was my operation, okay? Put the animals to bed, put the chickens to bed, take Fossey for a walk before it gets dark. So I was like, if I take Fossey for a nice long walk, then he'll want to go to sleep and he'll be all good for when I go out. So that was my mission. But what I didn't realise is that me putting the chickens in half an hour early, not that much earlier than normal. I mean, they were not having it, guys. To tell you what, they say that horses make you patient. Nothing makes you more patient than trying to put chickens into their coop in a rush. Now we have Johan, the cockerel. Johan, actually, I would say he makes life easier because I'm not gonna lie, he is cleverer than the ladies. That's one thing I gotta say. Not because he's a man, he's just an intelligent dude. Anyway, so he knows where the food is. He calls to the ladies and kind of rounds them up. He does the chicken rounding up for me, which is great. I'm like, Johan, this is great. You just round up your ladies. I just sit back and relax. On this day, Johan was not with the program. He was like, no, it's a little bit too early. I don't want to go to roost yet. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run around the compound and we call our farm the compound sometimes, especially the area in between my mum and dad's house and my grandparents' house. It's kind of like this just random area, so we call that area the compound. Anyway, so Johan is running around the compound and he's like, ha ha ha, can't catch me. Anyway, managed to kind of corral him into like the penned area that they have, not the actual coop, but like the penned area. So I trapped them in there. Boom. Thought, I can get them in there. Had a little bit of chicken feed in my hand, chucked it in there. Normally they go straight in because they're like all snacks. Was not having any of it. I start basically playing chicken with the chickens, start kind of like trying to herd them into their coop, and basically we just ended up playing duck duck goose, where I'm just running around, or should I say duck duck chicken, because I'm running around their coop trying to corral them in. No, wasn't having any of it. Do you know what I did? I was like, okay, fine, I'll go and get you the corn, because in the order of chicken food, their normal pellets are right at the bottom, but the corn though, that's the good stuff. That's the tasty stuff. That's like their candy or their sweets. So what do? I climb over the fence, waddle all the way back to the house, go and get them their corn. When I tell you, when I was walking back with the corn, where were they? They'd all gone in their coop. And I was like, are you joking? Are you kidding me, chickens? So anyway, that's what, if you ever wondered what it's like having chickens, that is what it's like. So anyway, got them in there, ready to go. Then went and took Fossey for a lovely long walk around the village, around the woods. It's actually a really nice like route that we do in one of the neighbouring villages, because he like, it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, any Minecraft fans will know what I mean, but there's lots of different biomes. There's lots of different areas that you can go, in the sense that Dad's looking at me like, well, what do you mean? But I quite like this route, because this is my route where I do my little 5k runs, because there's like a new housing estate that we walk around, so I like looking at all the new houses. Maybe I'm just like, I am that nosy neighbour. I am that person. And then there's like the little villagey bit, which is like older, which is cute, where like the pub and the old like churches and the village hall, that kind of thing. And then there's like the woods that you can go around, and then there's the big like playing field and where the like park is, and I don't know, I just think it's nice because there's a lot of different areas, lots of different scenery for Fossey to look at. Anyway, so take him round there, and then got home, had some dinner, got myself dressed up. By then Fossey was fast asleep, popped him in his bed, ready to go to sleep. And this was my first time leaving him overnight-ish. I say overnight. I was back at like midnight, because you know me, I'm like Cinderella. I was like, okay, as soon as the clocks struck midnight, Happy New Year, I need to get to my bed. So anyway, I went out for New Year's, which was quite good fun. We went and to one of our local, I say out, I wasn't really like out. So anyway, I was going to say I didn't really go out. To me, like, it's out for me. I was up past my bedtime and I was outside. So for me, that's a pat on the back. I am such a grandma. I go to bed at like 9 p.m. every night. At 8, I'm in my PJs, in my bed, reading a book. That's a good night for me. Anyway, so I actually went out. I went with my boyfriend and we went to a little local town. It was really cute. He bought me like a ticket to go. Basically, our local town did like a really cute thing where they celebrated like New Year kind of in, I was going to say the Lanes, but the Lanes is Brighton, but the town's version of the Lanes, which basically is like the little bit where all the little cute shops are. And they had a live band, and the band was actually really, really good. And then they had like a DJ for the actual like countdown to midnight. So I think it was, the last like half an hour it swapped from the band to the DJ, because obviously the band, they want to have a good time watching. But it was a bit more high production than I was expecting. I thought, it'd just be a little cute thing in a local town. But they had like proper, as the clock struck midnight, I was going to say sprinklers, fireworks that aren't fireworks. What are they called? Not sprinklers? You know, the sparklers. No, the sparklers are like the little things you have in your hand. Basically, these big sparks that came off when the clock struck midnight, which is very cool. And they had a confetti cannon as well. So I was like, wow, this is higher budget than I expected for our cute little local town. But what I found so funny was, because I was like, I'm not gonna lie, this DJ, I when it clocked, I was like, oh, I get it now. Because in the last kind of countdown to 10, they did the top 10 songs of 2025, and I thought, I'm not gonna lie, DJ, these songs don't really go with the beat. So actually, I think quite a lot of them were Chapel Roan songs. So like, I can't remember which one it was, but it just didn't quite, I don't know. Obviously, it was in time with the beat, but I was like, this song it's not quite the vibe, you know? It's not like a club kind of bouncing around kind of song. And then when it clocked of like, oh, it was the top songs 2025, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell my friends this, because they did Nothing Beats a Jet 2 Holiday as like one of the top songs. So I was like, we are literally going into the new year hearing an advert for Jet 2, like, what on earth, like, this is so random, this is so funny. And then next morning, go online, what do I see? The official fireworks for London had Nothing Beats in New Year or something. Obviously they couldn't make it Jet 2, but they basically did the meme going into 2026, and I thought it was funny that our little local town did it, like, as like a haha, isn't that like kind of funny random? But the actual official UK fireworks, what do you mean? That is actually mental. So if you haven't seen that, there we go. And then apparently, because I've obviously seen clips of it, then they had like a little ad for Wicked like pop up, like random. Anyway, so there we go. That's what my mum and dad were watching. We were both watching Nothing Beats the Jet 2 Holiday as fireworks went off. So anyway, had a lovely time. I wrapped up warm because it was outside, and as I said before, it has been so chilly. Fossey also, I haven't even told you, he saw his first snow the other day. So I actually didn't really realise that it had snowed. I wasn't expecting it to snow. So the other morning, wrapped up in my dressing gown, opened my back door to let him out. And normally the boy is busting for the toilet. He's ready to go. So I open the door, he runs into the garden, goes and does his little doggy business. But he just kind of stood at the back door and then looked back at me. And obviously I was half asleep, wrapped up in my dressing gown, was like, what's going on? And then I realised, I was like, that's why he's not going out. Because it's snowed. He kind of like was just a bit confused. He was very kind of slow walking down the steps, very kind of tentative, like, what's going on? What's this? But anyway, in the end, zoomed into the garden and absolutely loves the snow. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, Esme, why did you get a sight hound? They need to be all wrapped up in the winter and you're such an outdoorsy person. I have an outdoorsy sight hound and they do exist. Fossey doesn't care about the cold, doesn't care about the wet, doesn't care about the wind. There's a puddle, he's going in it. Like, he is an action outsidey dog, let me tell you. So even in the snow, he was zooming around, having a great time. He loved the snow. I was like, okay, mate, I want my breakfast. Do you want to come back in? And he was just like, having a blast. He wasn't like, get me in here as soon as possible, I'm freezing. He was like, this is so much fun. So anyway, he has been wrapped up in his little snowsuit. My mum and dad made so much fun of me for getting him a snowsuit because they were like, oh my gosh, he looks like an 80s like workout video instructor, because it looks like, I'm not gonna lie, his blue one, it does look like he's got like a little tracksuit on kind of thing. I do get it. But when I tell you, when we took him out to town the other day, the amount of people that paid him a compliment being like, that is one excellent snowsuit your dog has there. That is adorable. So anyway, I think it's very cute. On that note, I've probably waffled on for way too long, but that was pretty much my update of my Betwixtmas. I've also had a big old like kind of clear out as well. Like, I'm feeling refreshed. Yesterday I tidied all of my Christmas decorations away, which I don't know if that's like a really sad thing or a really nice thing. Like, I feel like there are two different people in this world. There's the people that are like, oh, I'm really sad all the Christmas decorations are gone, or there's the people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy all the Christmas decorations are gone, I'm ready for the new year, everything feels so fresh and clean. But actually, before we end, we need to do comment of the week. Now, I must apologise because I think comment of the week has got a little, what do I say? We've got a little bit out of sync, out of rhythm. That's basically how I've been feeling the last week being in the Betwixtmas. I've been out of my rhythm. I haven't had my normal, like, oh, Monday I'll do this, oh, on Tuesday I'll do this, because obviously, like, Christmas, New Year, time off, which obviously is very important, but basically, Christmas has made me realise how much I love routine. I spent the night at mum and dad's house. I was like, oh, this is really nice. And then by the end of it, I was like, get me back to my house. I was like, I'm an introvert. I need time on my own. I need to recharge my batteries. Also, one thing that I realised staying at mum and dad's house, which really, like, obviously I completely forgot about this because it's been a while since I lived with them. They have the lights on in the kitchen. They had this is criminal. In my mind, this is criminal. First thing in the morning, obviously, I'm an early bird, so I get up early anyway. First thing in the morning, they have the big light on. No, I live in a small light household. You don't have the big light on, which is like the ceiling lamps. You have like the little table lamps on in the morning. Oh, anyway, don't get me started. And then, do you know what my dad does? He has the radio full blast, 6 a.m. in the morning, with the big lights on. I was like, I'm having sensory overload here. Get me back to my cozy cottage, living on my own. Anyway, but yes, we need to comment of the week. Now we're back in the rhythm. So I'm going to do it on last week's feature length episode or Saturday episode, which is Judge Me on My 2025. And the top comment, is from Anya, and Anya says, so excited to listen. Yesterday on my dog walk, I was listening to the version of this from last year. Oh, that's really lovely that you guys listen to my old episodes as well as my current ones. So if you're new to the podcast, go and listen to my old ones, because I have had many of, well, hopefully funny. I don't know. I feel like I'm a very, like, this is such a, like, a British thing to be like you can't really in British culture say that you're funny, but funny things have happened to me. There we go. So go and listen to some of my older episodes if you're all caught up on my recent ones. Or just, a little blast of the past and go and re-listen to things, because it's always great fun. Anyway, back to the comment. And Anya says, to help motivate me to do my look back on 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, that's so lovely. I feel like I need to pick another one. Oh, Primrose says, love the pod. Your dedication to the podcast is amazing and super inspiring. Oh, thank you. Grace B says, hi Esme, my 2026 goal is to study at least 4 hours to acquire my certificate in veterinary nursing. Oh, that's so exciting. Love listening to the pod every morning before work. And then Grace sent like a little heart hands emoji, which I'm not gonna lie, that's actually probably one of my favorite emojis. I love the little heart hands emoji. I feel like it's like, especially when you want to send someone a heart but not like a big red love heart, because that feels like a bit too intense. It's just like a little cutesy one. But anyway, best of luck, Grace, becoming a vet nurse. That's very, very exciting. I love listening to, or like reading the comments and hearing like what you guys get up to and what all your careers and jobs, and if you're studying, what you're studying. But anyway, what should I do for today's comment? Tell me in the comments what your favourite thing that you did in the Betwixtmas was the between Christmas and New Year. Like maybe it was just spending time with your pets or your family. Maybe it was a really good film that you watched, because I feel like that period is the one period where you can just kind of have a chill and kind of do whatever you like with your time. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys got up to. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to finish off today's podcast here. I just want to say a huge thank you to Red Post for very kindly sponsoring the podcast. Go and check out their winter sale now. Go and check it out, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!